welcome to the video. Great to have you. If you're first time to my channel, welcome. Welcome to this video as well. This is an expression I heard growing up as a kid. So the purpose of this video is going to be sharing expressions I learned or heard and learned as a child growing up in a Hungarian speaking household in the United States. So this is basically examples of expressions that I fondly recall in my heritage language. And if you're a heritage speaker of another language or Hungarian or whatever it may be, I'd love to learn what your expressions are that you cherish from your childhood or you remember. They could be funny, they could be poignant, they could be allegorical, whatever. I'd like to hear that. Please let me know in the comments below. Or put them in the comments below. So, without further ado, what we have here, I've heard this oftentimes from my parents, family members, saying, Töltsd fejed. Töltsd fejed. Literally, fill your head. Töltsd is a command form of tölteni, to fill, to stuff. Is the definite article in Hungarian. Only one definite article in Hungarian. So that's easy to study that. Fej means head of a person. Fejed means your head. And this refers to like filling your head with food, thoughts, mindsets, the way you think about the world, that kind of thing. So it's much more broad than just like, stuff in your face kind of thing, like we would say in English. This means like, fill your mind, fill your face, full belly, happy, happy person or content person, whatever the saying is. So this is the first saying. Töltsd fejed. Töltsd fejed. This expression, Daráld, leckét, literally means grind the lesson, homework, task, the thing you gotta do to focus, kind of be on task, be on focus to your mission, kind of become a master of your craft, like a student, right? Daráld is grind. Daráld, command form of the verb darálni, to grind. Daráld leckét. Daráld leckét. Grind the lesson. See here we got a figure reading a book. Könyv in Hungarian. Book. Könyv. Book. Daráld leckét. Grind the lesson. Like, bust it out. Kill the thing. Murder the thing. Whatever saying you want to use. Basically, to focus on something, do it well, keep doing it, keep pushing forward. Daráld leckét. Well, if you made it this far to the video, stick around to the end. I got some bonuses for you. Just for rewarding you to be here longer. Give this video a like while you're at it and share it with your friends. Let me know you get some value out of this. And just as a gentle reminder, let me know about expressions in your heritage language or in your first language. I'd love to know them. Let me know in the comments. Alright, so here we have Látjuk, honnan fúj a szél. Látjuk, honnan fúj a szél. Which means we know what's up. We know what's going on. We see the truth of the matter. It's plain. You could infer what's going on from the consequences. So literally this is like we see from where blows the wind. Látjuk, honnan fúj a szél. Látjuk, honnan fúj a szél. Meaning, we know what's up. We know what's going on. We know the consequences. Or, we know the truth of the matter. That's what's going on. And here you see I drew like an angry-ass cloud blowing wind. It's usually like, there's an associated connotation with the saying that you kind of see kind of what's being hidden from you. Kind of in a sense that like, like something fishy is going on here. Before I start talking about this expression, let me first point out that I am wearing a Sacramento Kings t-shirt. I'm not affiliated with the Sacramento Kings, neither are they endorsing this video. I'm just a fan. Great NBA team. Beautiful city, Sacramento, the capital of the U.S. state of California. And that's my fair use commentary. Please don't copyright strike this. Now, onward and upward. This saying is really cool. Ne esh at alo túloldalára. Meaning simply, don't overcorrect a situation. Which means literally, don't fall or go through, cross, the horse, other side of. So ne, don't, esni, the verb, Hungarian verb, esni, to fall. But in this context, it could also mean go. At is through or across, okay, preposition. The, the. Lo is horse. Túloldalára means the other side of. And the verb root here, not the verb, excuse me. The noun root is oldal. Oldal means side. Túl is like past that, on the other side. Ara, of, the horse, ara, of, and on the other side of. So Hungarian is a agglutinating language. It works a lot like, say, Finnish or Basque, Turkish, Korean, Japanese, that has basically, you create meaning out of words by adding suffixes and prefixes and creating like sometimes very long words but kind of short sentences. So that's a fact of an agglutinating language like Hungarian. So once again, ne es át a ló túloldalára. Ne es át a ló túloldalára. And here we have a picture of a horse. You know, you're trying to get on the horse, and you overcorrect, you put a little too much oomph in your step, and you fall on the other side. Worst case scenario, you fall into some horse shit. You don't want that. Don't overcorrect a situation where it doesn't call for it. Correct it how much it needs to be corrected, or leave it be. A tavasz, ravasz. A tavasz, ravasz. Tavasz is spring, as in the seasons. Hungarian, we have 4 seasons, like everyone else, right? We have tavasz, spring, nyár, summer, ősz, which is autumn or fall, and tél, which is winter. So now we're talking about tavasz. Spring, it's usually nice and warm. You don't have to worry about catching a cold. But the spring is cunning. You gotta watch yourself. A tavasz, ravasz. The spring is cunning. So here I got spring, tavasz, and a thermometer with a low Fahrenheit or centigrade for you. And the meaning of this is, do not fall for or rely on assumptions. Just because it looks like a sunny day today doesn't mean I shouldn't bring a jacket. Be very mindful to what assumptions you have in your life. And be cognizant that they might not be right. And you could pay the consequences. You could get really chilly if you're not prepared. Once again, a tavasz, ravasz. Nem hajt a tatár. Which means we don't have to hurry. There's no rush. Just chill, relax. It could wait until tomorrow, next week, whatever. This one has some unpacking to do. It's very fascinating. It has to do with some history in Hungary, in Eurasia, in Central and Eastern Europe. And the Tatar people are an ethnic group that live in many, many countries. Most notably, they live in Tatarstan, which is a republic within Russia. Google Yul Brynner. Yul Brynner is an American actor of Tatar origin. He starred in spaghetti westerns, awesome films. He starred in the original film Westworld, on which HBO's Westworld series is based. Wonderful actor, great movies he's in. He's also in The King and I, that wonderful film adaptation of a play. And also Google the Golden Horde. That was a massive Turkic Tatar empire that controlled most of what is today Ukraine, some parts of Poland, mostly what is Western Russia today. This is Russia before the Russians, essentially. Or before the Russians reconquered or sidestepped the Tatar and Mongol yoke, essentially. And there's kind of a bit of a conflation in European and Russian sources that they conflate the word Tatar with Mongol, because the western reaches of the Mongol Empire were actually inhabited and the fighting was happening with mostly Turkic-speaking peoples. Even there's a legend that Genghis Khan's father, Temujin, Genghis Khan, his father was killed by a Tatar. So, check that out. But anyway, long story short, Europeans and Russians for centuries have conflated Tatar with Mongol. So when you think of Tatar in the Hungarian, European, Russian sense, your Western Eurasian sense, they're referring to the Mongol invasions of the 13th and 14th centuries. So, doesn't, nem hajt a Tatar, doesn't drive or herd, hajtani, to drive, to herd cattle or elephants or cats or whatever. Tatar, as I wrote here, are Turkic people living in many nations in Eurasia and in the diaspora. There are Tatar communities all over the world. In China, in Mongolia, in Canada, here in the United States where I live. I have some Tatar friends here in the Bay Area, for example. There are Tatars in Romania, in Turkey, Finland, so on, so Polish Tatars. Anyway, getting back on track here. So this means nem hajt a Tatar, which means don't have to hurry. Let it be. We're not being pushed by a marauding, invading army. There's no pressure here. Nem hajt a Tatar. Take it easy. Relax. Olcsó, húsnak, leve. The juice or broth is as thin as cheap meat. It's light, weak. Not really a lot of flavor there, right? Olcsó, húsnak, leve. See this rather saddened face looking at this pot of soup. Soup, or in Hungarian, leves, soup. Olcsó, cheap. Hús, meat. Nak, of or pertaining to. Diluted, híg, weak, diluted. The. Leve, juice of. Notice the word for juice or broth is lei or leve, belonging to, but the word soup is leves. So once again, olcsó, húsnak, leve. Olcsó, húsnak, leve. The juice is as thin as cheap meat. Here we have a saying that is very affectionate, that two people who are in love could say to each other, or a familial situation where there's a parent to a child kind of thing. And it is basically te vagy a szemem fénye. Te vagy a szemem fénye. Which means you're really awesome. You're really great. I appreciate you. Literally what it means, you are the light of my eyes. Te, you, informal in Hungarian. Are, vagy. Vagy is another example of a conjugation of the verb to be. Lenni. It's highly irregular in Hungarian. So here it's vagy. In other contexts, I'll add some resources in the description to this video so you could learn more about these concepts. But just know that vagy is you are. You are. Te vagy. A, the. Sem, I. My, szemem. Szemem, my eyes. It's literally sem is I, but in this context it means like the eyes, like the perception. You are the light of my perception. Fénye, light. Of, fénye, light of. Te vagy a szemem fénye. You are the light of my eyes. Nagy, kanállal, vedd be az életet. Meaning, live your best life. You know, take a big spoon of life. Take life with a big spoon, a big, healthy serving of just, do the best stuff for your health, for your career, for your family, for your community, for your nation. So literally what we have here. Nagy, big. Kanál, spoon. Kanállal, with. Vedd be, take in. Az means the. But previously I mentioned a means the. The reason being is that here we have the vowel. Our next word is starting with a vowel. So it wouldn't be életet. That would sound wrong. It's kind of like the French liaison, that you would pronounce a consonant in most cases that precedes a vowel. So here it would be az élet instead of a élet. Az életet. So the life, élet, subject marker et. Nagy, kanállal, vedd be az életet. And notice also how I pronounce the double L here. If you write in Hungarian double letters, they are stressed. They're not there for show, they are stressed. So Hungarian is a very logical spelling system in that regard. Nagy, kanállal, vedd be az életet. Take life with a big spoon. Live your best life. Here's a fun one for you that I guess most people could relate to, myself included. Okos, enged, Szamár, szenved. Which means don't suffer needlessly. Don't fight battles that are not worth your energy. Don't keep grabbing and holding on to things that are poison to you, physically, spiritually, financially, whatever. You know, the sunken cost fallacy, for example. Don't fall for that. And what this literally means is, the smart lets go. The donkey suffers. Okos, smart. Enged, let's go. Engedni, to allow. Szamár, the donkey. Donkey, Szamár. Szenved, suffers. Okos, enged, Szamár, szenved. The smart lets go, and the donkey suffers. And you see here, there's a little drawing of like a pissed off donkey, an angry, stubborn donkey, who will rather spite itself and suffer needlessly because it has to be right. It's prideful, it's arrogant, it's whatever. Fill in the blank, right? So don't suffer needlessly. Okos enged, Szamár, szenved. Here's a very important expression to know. To be on guard, right? Alkalom születi a tolvajt. Which means be on guard. Stay vigilant. Stay ready. Or as the Wu-Tang Clan would say, protect your neck. Alkalom születi a tolvajt. Opportunity, alkalom, születi, from the Hungarian verb születni, to be born or to give birth to. Breeds, births, születni. The, tolvajt. Tolvaj is thief. The T is a subject marker at the end. Tolvajt, the thief. That specific thief or whatever. Alkalom születi a tolvajt. Alkalom születi a tolvajt. Be on guard, be vigilant. Ne legyél panaszláda. Ne legyél panaszláda. Which means, don't be a complainer. Quit complaining. Do something about your life. Or whatever the situation may be. I drew a chest here. Literally a chest of complaints and sorrow and just negativity, you know. Forget about it. Don't do that. Don't be a complainer. Quit bitching. Don't be a chest of complaints. Literally. Ne, don't. Legyél, be, from the Hungarian verb lenni, to be. Is, are, to be. Don't be. Ne legyél. Panasz, complaint. Láda, chest. A chest of complaints. Ne legyél panaszláda. Ne legyél panaszláda. Don't be a chest of complaints. Stop complaining. This one's a fun one. You might hear at holiday dinners or when the wine or the alcohol has been flowing a little too liberally and people say what's really on their mind. So this one is pihent agyú hülyeség. Pihent agyú hülyeség. Now remember, Hungarian is a vowel-based language, so you have to really enunciate all these sounds. Pihent agyú, agyú, agyú. Pihent agyú hülyeség. Pihent agyú hülyeség. I think of that as brainless nonsense. Stupidity. Stupid, doo-doo, dumb. Pihent agyú hülyeség. It's pretty awesome. It's maybe a little bit offensive, but it's not meant to be. It's more to say it about abstract concepts. You wouldn't say this about a person as much as you'd be like saying, oh, that's a stupid thing to do, or why would that person, oh, that's why did they make a third or fourth season of a series that obviously sucked, right? So this is like that kind of criticism. It's kind of like looking down upon something and being like, that's just crap. That's kind of what it is. It's like brainless nonsense, stupidity. Like, I'm not gonna waste my time with that. Bihent adyu hülyeség. It's a fun one. Bihent adyu hülyeség. One of the best for last. This one requires a little bit of unpacking. On the surface, it sounds problematic, even maybe ableist. The subject here is a mute child, so a child lacking the ability to speak. But what this saying is, it relates to the importance of speaking up and communicating purposefully and clearly. So let me read it in Hungarian and kind of like explain it to you. Néma gyereknek anyja se tudja, hogy mit akar. Néma gyereknek anyja se tudja, hogy mit akar. This relates to levels of understanding. So a child, even the mother of a child, even the mother of a mute child does not know what she or he, the child, wants. And what this means is, even given that the child with a disability like muteness or deaf mute or Helen Keller or someone like that, there is a more intimate and immediate bond with their caretaker, their mother, their father, what have you. So there is that implicit presumption that there is better communication in that intimate relationship. So the saying here is that even given that intimate relationship, if the child doesn't make some kind of explicit gesture, like some kind of like volitional gesture, like this is what I want to say, or communicate in some way, or point to, or somehow make it clear that this is what I want to communicate, not even that mother and that child can understand what's going on. So it really speaks to levels of understanding. And I drew this here, these two figures talking, levels of understanding and communication. Kind of, you could think of this as the three brains. There's the reptilian brain, the middle brain, and the high mind. So oftentimes as individuals, we like to talk with one another or to groups of people, what have you. And we communicate in such a way that we think that we're sending our message clearly to the other people. And if they don't understand it, that's their problem, you know. It's not my fault they don't get it. But what it is here is it's very important to unpack and speak clearly, purposefully, and oftentimes simply. You need to speak in such a way that the other person could digest it and understand, oh, this is what you're saying. Okay, yeah. No, that makes sense. Yeah, thanks for explaining it. That's cool. That's what this is about. So this saying, on the surface, like I said, it looks like a very ableist statement, but it's not. It's to show that even if there is a close familiar relationship, you might not be communicating well enough. You know, you have to speak up. You can't be a pushover. You gotta communicate. Communication is key. It's the most underrated skill in business, in school, in life. If you communicate, your life will be a lot better. I guarantee you. Let me read this one more time. Néma gyereknek anyja se tudja, hogy mit akar. Néma means mute, unable to speak. Gyerek is child, gyerek. Nek, nak, depending on vowel harmony. Hungarian has vowel harmony. Means of or pertaining to, or apostrophe s, child's in English. Of the child. Anya, the mother of. Anya is mother. Apa or is father. Anya is mother in Hungarian. But you put a Y sound after the nya sound. Anya is mother of. Anya is simply the A after the nya. Anya, mother. Anya, the mother of. Se is neither. Tudja, knows. Hogy, how. Mit, what. Akar, want. Akarni, the verb to want. Akarni. Now here this seems a little redundant. Hogy, mit, akar. Hungarian is sometimes like that. It's just how it is. You gotta learn it and kind of know this. So once again. Néma gyereknek, anya se tudja, hogy mit akar. What this means is Even the mother of a mute child does not know what the child is saying. If there isn't, the implicit premise there is, if you do not communicate or make an act to communicate clearly. It's very important. Thanks for sticking this long in the video. I appreciate you. Share this with your friends, your family. Give me a like. Let me know you appreciate this. And please let me know what kind of cool sayings do you have in your heritage language. I'd love to know what kind of expressions you grew up with. If it's Hungarian, if it's German, if it's Chinese, let me know. I appreciate you. Thank you. Learn and thrive, my friends.